Live from WOWT, First Alert 6 starts with breaking news.
Well, breaking this morning, one person is dead, another injured after a shooting here in the metro. Police say it all began about 10:30 last night at an apartment complex in Bellevue. 21-year-old George Negrete was found with a gunshot wound. He later died at the hospital. Police say the situation may have begun as a physical disturbance. The other person involved was also injured.
At this time, we just had the two individuals that were involved in a disturbance. So we're still investigating to see, the specific details and why that disturbance occurred.
Well, so far, no word on if any charges are being filed. Well, good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us here on First Alert 6 Streaming. I'm Cerise Cole.
I'm Erin Hartley, of course, joined by Jarrett Lansford and Senior Chief Meteorologist Rusty Lord. Really mild to start off this morning, but things very much change as we get into the afternoon.
We're on the warm side of this storm. They're going to have some energy to work with. And I think later on this afternoon, that's when the severe threat kicks in. It's a very short window. We're at the beginning of all of this for the severe potential. That's a much greater risk to the east. I'll show you the map here in a bit, but 2 to 6, that 4-hour window. Pay attention. It's not going to storm that entire time, but that's where the window, the line will go from south to north through our area, and then it will shut off very quickly. Once the storms go through, it'll be a one and done, most likely for the vast majority of us. So with that, storms produce some strong winds. That's going to be the main threat with these straight line winds. A brief tornado is possible, some hail in there as well, but gusts to 50 miles per hour are even in play outside of thunderstorms with this, just because there's going to be so much wind. You can see the atmosphere. There's a lot happening here, but there's no rain just yet. There's a storm system kicking out, and actually where the clear skies are right now, that's where the energy is going to build, and that's where the greatest severe risk is going to be once that storm system runs into all that energy. And you can see a 4 out of 5 down in the St. Louis area. This could be the bullseye right in here for tornado production, but we're going to be at the start of it, and then it just kind of fans out as we go through the evening. So let me show you what that means for us. You get a little closer here. The farther west you live, the less likely it is. The farther east you live, the more likely it is. 2 to 6 is the window for all of us, and the wind gust to 75 miles per hour. I think that's the biggest thing as we go through this event here. Strong straight line winds that kind of fan out from south to north through the area. So we break it down into individual risks here. You can see the wind is the highest on the scale here. Tornado, it's low, but not impossible. We say that a lot. I don't think there'll be many out there, maybe 1 or 2 at most. We'll watch for that potential, and then the hail risk from some of the strongest storms as well. Right now, though, it's calm. It's pretty comfortable. Temperatures in the 50s. You may not need a coat heading out, or at least maybe for just an hour or two before the sun rises and starts to warm us. So this is all the warm air surging in that the storm system's going to use. And wind gusts today could get up into the 40s pretty easily this afternoon. And then once that wind flips out of the northwest tonight, you can see still gusts to 50 miles per hour. So even outside of any thunderstorms, the wind is still going to be an issue. Let me show you the timing of how this all moves through. This is lunchtime, temperatures in the 70s. We surged well into the 70s during the afternoon. By 2 o'clock, that could be the earliest for an isolated storm. Not much there. Out ahead of the main line, probably won't be a big issue. Down to the southwest, there is that line. You can see it's kind of broken, a couple of stronger storms within that. And this is the window it's most likely. You can see the earliest storms by 2, but I think 4 to 6 is probably when most of us would get this. Again, give or take an hour here. But the storms on the east are going to have a little better environment to work with because they're going to be closer to all that energy building. And as they get back over here, they're going to have a little less to work with. So this is what we'll watch. Kick out some wind as it moves north, and by 6 o'clock, most of these are on the north edge and moving out, and then the rest of the night's quiet. Those fan out east. It's a big-time Iowa, Missouri, Illinois problem, and we wrap in some showers tonight. But it looks like it's going to stay warm enough that likely won't switch over to snow for us overnight heading to tomorrow morning. So temperatures fall up into the 30s by 7 o'clock. The snow's on the north edge of the map and out of here. We get the clouds, and then the winds tomorrow will gust near 40 miles per hour in the morning and then back off a little in the afternoon. But they'll be noteworthy on a colder day all the way around. 46 degrees as we try to break out in a little sunshine, and then 58 on Sunday. Easily best day of the weekend lining up to be Sunday, all things considered.
All right, and Mother Nature still showing us that winter is not over yet.
This is a textbook March stuff happening here. You can get storms. We miss out on the snow on the back edge of this system, but There's another one still to watch middle of next week. We've been talking about it a lot. And some showers in here. First alert to this Tuesday night into Wednesday morning, and then possibly some Wednesday snow. That, yeah, it'll be cold enough, I think, that could be some wet snow right in the middle of the day on Wednesday. It slides out, and then we'll clear it out heading into Thursday morning, and there shouldn't be too much to worry about by then. But that is what you need to pay attention to next week after we get through this little severe window today. 70 surge out ahead of that. St. Patrick's Day looks great, by the way. 45 for the high. It could be an early high, though, because of the snow potential in the afternoon. And then we'll see that colder air for the first day of spring, because that makes perfect sense.
Yeah. All the sense in the world.
All right, Rusty, sounds good. In the meantime, Jarrett, you're keeping eyes on a crash on the JFK.
Yeah, it's right in the area where you're trying to merge in from L, and you've got the JFK right there. Now, the good news is it's not in the lanes of traffic, so you're looking at this being something that you just need to watch for as you're driving through this area. Here's what I'm talking about. It's right here as you're going from L to the northbound JFK. Now, an interesting slowdown that wasn't there as you're going to the southbound, the exit ramp from southbound JFK to L, so watch for that. There's the crash I was talking about that's in place on the ramp from L to the northbound JFK. So it's over on the right shoulder. You just need to make sure you're aware that that's going to be there. That won't really impact your traffic flow, but watch for that. Looks like things are maybe a bad sensor there going southbound, because it looks like things are moving along pretty well on that exit ramp. I'll keep an eye on it, though, and let you know if that does become a bigger issue. We have off and on had some delays that have been showing up on the JFK approaching I-80. Right now it's mainly that ramp to go to westbound I-80 that's showing up slow, but JFK traffic in general moving along in pretty good shape. And that's been the case for much of the morning throughout much of the metro. A little slowdown right around that 30th and Sorensen interchange there, right before you get to the North Freeway as you're heading southbound. So watch for that as an area that may trip you up a little bit along your commute. But overall, that's a lot of green that we're seeing in the early going. No big issues that you're having to work around. But we're going to hope that remains the case through the morning. Would be a great way to close out the work week.
Yeah. Keep it green for St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah, let's celebrate.
In the spirit. Jarrett, thanks. Well, 2 Omaha mayoral candidates received major endorsements, both of them from the same department. Omaha Police Chief Todd Schmaderer is throwing his support behind Mayor Jean Stothard. Stothard's campaign says a major focus is her record of reducing crime in the city.
So when I say that I endorse this mayor, I'm really endorsing this mayor for the mayor of City of Omaha, but I'll give an endorsement and say probably one of the top mayors in this country when you run on the record of public safety.
Meanwhile, the Omaha Police Union endorsed former State Senator Mike McDonnell. Union leaders call the police staffing shortage a crisis, and they think McDonnell can fix it quickly.
Right now, we have a mayor that is playing politics with public safety. We've had a problem in this city for 3.5 years, making a dangerous job more dangerous. And 3 weeks before an election, she now wants to start addressing that problem. I will never play politics with public safety.
The mayoral primary election is set for April 1st.
Also happening today, Offutt Air Force Base will host a ribbon-cutting ceremony for the opening of 1 out of 8 new campuses, a ceremony for its Logistics Readiness Squadron, or LRS campus. Officials say the event marks a huge milestone in its flood recovery efforts. Attendees will have the opportunity to tour the new facilities. The ceremony starts at 8 o'clock this morning.
Another deadline for Omaha's primary election. It is the last day to register to vote online or by mail. Voters still have until next Friday to register in person at the Election Commission office. Omaha's primary election, once again, April 1st.
A special blood drive is taking place in the metro today. The Red Cross is hosting the First Responders Foundation blood drive. A list of times and locations you can see there on your screen. The event starts today and ends next Wednesday. To make an appointment, it's easy. Just visit redcrossblood.org or you can call 1-800-RED-CROSS.
Coming up, budget cuts across the state and federal governments are leaving local groups in limbo.
One official's efforts to make sure their work will continue when we return. Welcome back, everybody. First Alert 6 streaming, and you are waking up to what a pleasant surprise. Very mild temperatures. You may not even need a jacket this morning.
That's the thing. If you step out right now and everything feels good, it's only going to get warmer from here. A mild start to well above our average highs this time of year in the 50s right now. 56 Omaha. Look at Bellevue holding on to 60. Blair at 60. So it's comfortable out the door. And even as you go outside the metro, pretty much the same story. Falls City at 60 right now. A couple of 40s show up occasionally, but 50 to 60 degrees. That's where most of us are living right now. Stormy conditions this afternoon. 2 to 6 o'clock's the window for a line of storms to move through. Then overnight, everything you see here with the precip chances, those are showers primarily that hopefully tack on a little bit of beneficial rain. There's not too much happening on the satellite and radar right now, but our storm system's down here, and it's going to be kicking out and making its way where the center of it may actually go right over top of our area, but that doesn't necessarily mean we get the worst of the weather. So what will happen is all this energy that's building out here with the clear skies, that's the heat that the storm system will use and fire up storms, and that's why the worst of the severe weather risk is in that area. So you can see St. Louis up to the Quad Cities, Des Moines included in that with the severe weather risk. You zoom in on us, the worst of it is going to be farther to the east, the less likely severe threats to the west. We're not all going to get severe weather out of this. I can promise you that. But there's going to be a line that moves through, and along that line, there's going to be the potential for some strong wind gusts. And that's why today's a First Alert 6 weather day. 2 to 6 is the window. I think within that, your time for a severe is 30 to 45 minutes. It's not going to be a constant round of storms for 4 hours. This line will go from south to north, roll through. Once the line goes through, you're done. And that's it for the rest of the day. Storms could have strong winds within them, and then even behind it, the winds kick in. That could increase the fire danger a little bit if you don't get much rain in the area, because a lot of dry air rolls in behind these storms. Brief tornado, some hail possible as well. But overall, I think the wind's the bigger threat. Let's march through the timeline again. By 2 o'clock, couple spotty storms. By 3, again, few hit and miss. The main line hasn't developed just yet. Notice by 6, or by 4, I should say, there's the line. By 5, this model says middle of the map. 6 o'clock, it's up here. Again, give or take an hour, but you can see how fast it moves through. That's why the wind is a threat with this. And then behind it, right in here, where the air is going to dry out considerably. And if you don't get much rain, the air dries out, the wind kicks up behind these storms too, and that could increase the fire danger down here. And the wind's going to be changing directions. It's southeast to start, there's a southwest, and then once those storms move east, here comes a northwest wind for the overnight hours with some more rain potential along with. And notice by midnight some showers, even through the overnight. Those dry out. The snow threat stands to the north. So if there's one thing, I guess, it's good news about this, we're going to miss out on the snow with this round. Temperatures in the 30s to start off tomorrow, and we'll have wind gusts up near 40 miles per hour, helping to drive in that cooler air that we are in the middle of all day Saturday, and it's just going to be a tough one to warm. So there you go. 77 to 46 to 58. Just pay attention to the forecast. Look at that. 70s to 40s to 50s to 70s to 70s. There's just every day is different as we go through. Yeah, different wind direction, different cloud cover. And we could surge to 80 degrees again, get close to it on St. Patrick's Day.
Weather pinball.
Right.
Up and down.
Well, Monday and Tuesday, I mean, those are great, kind of giving us a taste of spring, but you say, hey, winter's not done yet.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's going to be a surge of warm air out ahead of our next storm system that comes in the middle of next week. And Tuesday night into Wednesday, some rain that could change to snow in the middle of the day still on Wednesday. This could be an early high of 45, and then numbers fall off during the day as the snow builds in. Let me show you what that looks like. Latest model still showing a little rain. There's the snow into Wednesday. Yeah, middle of the day snow possible on Wednesday. Not an overnight thing. It'll be plenty cold enough. I think that would move through and put a coating down sometime during the day on Wednesday. It's either us or to the north. We'll see where.
North.
Yeah, we'll see where models go from there. But yeah, it's not going away. That has been there on models for what, Jared? The last 4 or 5 days.
Yeah, it's pretty consistent.
So now it's figuring out where the track goes.
We've got spring sports, baseball season.
Yeah.
That's what you think.
Time for this?
You're right. All right, Jared is watching the roads very closely. What do folks need to know as they head out this morning?
Well, it's mostly been a pretty smooth start. We've just got a couple of things that we need to watch watch out for as we're getting our Friday up and running. So let's start with the wide view that shows 4 different areas in the metro. So upper left, you got 90th and Dodge. Upper right, you've got 144th and Dodge. Both of those looking pretty good at this point. Bottom left here, this is the JFK where you're near L, and you do still have that vehicle from that prior crash that's over on the right shoulder. Watch for that. Seems like things are moving along pretty well on the JFK at this point as well, though. Bottom right, this is something to keep in mind. You're going to be looking at one more morning again where the sun is a factor. We're seeing that start to rise. You're heading eastbound. That's going to be right in your face. And some of those places that have slowed down where you've maybe had some visibility issues the last few mornings, expect that again to be an issue for you this morning. We'll probably deal with that again next week as well. There's the JFK moving along pretty well. One spot in Council Bluffs that's had some delays. Highway 92, Harry Langdon, some pretty consistent slowing that's happening as you're approaching basically from all directions early this morning. So watch for that right near Lewis Central High. Otherwise, we zoom things out. Some of the busy intersections, 90th and Dodge, a little slow, 90th and Maple with some occasional delays. But we're not seeing any big problems that have popped up at this point in the morning. So that's an encouraging sign, and hopefully we can keep this map as green as possible here for the next couple of hours.
All right, Jared, thanks. Well, the state is proposing to get rid of funding for UNMC's Center for Reducing Health Disparities.
Yeah, there are concerns about how this could impact training programs, research, and community outreach. The center provides resources to organizations like Together Inc., which provides free health care. North Omaha's Community Care Council could also be impacted.
We're going to continue all the support that we have, with those individuals, and we know that the work has to continue.
The center has been threatened with cuts before. This time, they are concerned the state will go through with it. Well, in your Blue Jays extra coverage this morning, the men's basketball team getting a scare in the Big East tournament.
Second-seeded Creighton trailed nearly all of the regulation to the 10-seed DePaul. The Jays down 11 with just 2 minutes to go, but a late flurry of offense allowing Creighton to send the game into overtime. It would take 2 OT sessions, but the Jays eventually got that win, 85-81.
We don't really panic in our program. I thought the first half, and I told the team this after the game and at halftime, I thought we let our offense dictate our defense, hanging our head because we were missing some shots that were relatively open. But we stayed true to who we are. We kept believing.
And tonight's semifinals, Creighton faces 3-seed UConn. Tip-off is at 8.
Oh, good luck, good luck. All right, coming up, a buzzer beater during the boys' state basketball tournament.
You're not going to want to miss this. Our reactions when we come back. Well, top seed Norris has moved on to the semifinals in the boys basketball state tournament. This is how they did it.
Yeah, the game was tied at 49 with just 3 seconds to go. Well, Lincoln Pius X goes for the long inbound,
Here you go.
but it ends up in the hand of Barrett Bosinger. He hits
the other team, and
he hits it, he heaves it, Hey! Can you believe it?
Three-quarter court.
Can you believe that? That gives them the win, 52-49. Well, they can't believe it.
Those poor kids on Pius.
Oh, I know. I saw their faces too. Like, really? Oh. But man, what a shot! Yeah. What a shot!
20 years from now, he's going to hear. Let me show you this video, kids.
Yeah, forever. That's what they say about state basketball. Great time of year. Well, today is Pie Day.
That's right. Not pie as in apple pie or pizza pie, but pie as in the math concept. It's the ratio of a circle's circumference. Although, why are we showing pie? It's a circle circumference, the diameter. First major observance of Pie Day was in 1988 at the San Francisco Exploratorium. Great place to go see. We're talking about our favorite and least favorite pies. So we'll name them off. We were like in
warm apple pie with a cold scoop ice cream.
Yeah,
good key lime pie.
Oh,
man.
Lemon meringue.
That changed my answer. That was
Pizza
good.
pie is
I think
terrific.
pecan pie is one of the most versatile pies. Like, it's great hot, it's great cold, it's great with coffee, it's great with ice cream, it's great with, like, it's
Yeah,
like
you could
so.
carry a slice of cold pecan pie and like eat it as a snack.
Yep.
Why do I want
a snack, a breakfast?
I know.
Whatever you want.
So who's bringing us pie?
We should have had it today for National Pie Day. I just want to go to the pie barn at Valleys now and get all of it. All right.
Thank you.
I brought it up. Thanks for joining us. That's how we're going to end you on a Friday morning. You can watch our update in today's show here on streaming or over the air.
Have a great start to your Friday and to your weekend.
Live from WOWT, this is our First Alert 6 Weather Day.
Good Friday morning to you. It is 7:26. I'm Cerise Cole.
And I'm Erin Hartley. It is a First Alert Weather Day on this Friday. Let's get right to your forecast and what to expect with Rusty.
Yeah, we got to watch the 2 to 6 o'clock window today. You can see the severe weather risk map here. Look at the scale across the top. You get into the red. That's 4 out of 5 with widespread severe weather in play. Now we'll watch the storms develop to the south and move north-northeast. 2 to 6 is the window for storms. It will not storm that entire time. But as the line moves through from south to north, we're looking at gusts up to 75 miles per hour in play. So watch 2 to 6. Your window for storms is much shorter, but it's going to fall within this from south to north as we go through the day. Strong winds are the main threat. Could have a brief tornado within those. We'll see how it goes into the afternoon. Going to be watching for all the threats, but wind is the main issue, I believe. There's a couple spotty storms by 2. Head towards 4. There's that broken line moving north. 4 to 5 to 6. Again, give or take an hour on this. By 6 o'clock, though, should be mostly north and out of here, and the rest of the night is much calmer. But there's your window to watch for severe weather. Let's send it over to Jared with a look at the latest crash out there.
And this is what we're seeing on the JFK, the ramp to get to the JFK from L. You can see this vehicle still over on the right shoulder. So watch for that as you're coming down, not in the traffic lane, thankfully. JFK seems to be moving along pretty well in that area. So there's where that crash is. We zoom things out. You can see some delays that are starting up right near I-8. You watch for that if you're heading northbound on the JFK. Also in Council Bluffs, pretty consistent slowing that's been showing up. Harry Langdon and Highway 92 right near Lewis Central. Watch for those delays. Elsewhere, though, we're off to a good start. Watch the sun glare if you're driving eastbound.
Some breaking news we're following. One person is dead, another person hurt after a shooting at an apartment complex in Bellevue. Police say the situation started around 10:30 last night. So far, no word about any charges.
Well, it is 7:28. We're back with another update for you in about 25 minutes. We'll see you then.